Hey everybody, welcome back to Healthy Living with Chris Patrick. Thank you for watching this video, and in the meantime, do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button and share this video with anybody that might be interested in joining the Navy or has any questions on what it would be like to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually before they join. Alright, again, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a great day so far. Before I start, just wanted to say happy 4th of July to all of you out there. For a lot of us, this day is super important. And for some of us, simply the day where we hear a bunch of fireworks going off, and really the meaning behind this day has been lost throughout the years. I just want to encourage you guys to do your homework, look it up. Maybe you're one of these 2000s babies and you don't really know why 4th of July is so darn important. Look it up. And then when you go outside with your family tonight and you set off some fireworks, maybe it will actually mean something other than clicking a lighter and watching things go boom. Alright? I wanted to fulfill my promise and talk to you guys about boot camp a little bit more than what I shared in my last video, but for the sake of privacy and respect for boot camp, and to give you guys your own experience for those of you watching this video who want to join the Navy, I'm not going to go into detail on certain things, okay? But I want this video to be specifically to prepare you on what I think you should do to prepare yourself to enter boot camp, okay? Because for me, what I did is I started my DEP program, which for those of you that don't know what that is, it's the delayed entry program, okay? It's after you've gone into the recruiter's office, you've told them that you're interested in joining, they kind of interview you a little bit, ask you questions about your life, your goals, why you want to join, where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years, so on and so forth, right? So I joined the DEP program, I want to say like beginning of March, maybe. It could have been middle of March of 2021. All right. My ship out date was April 7th to go to boot camp. Sorry, April 6th. April 6th, right? So I went in and I swore in Phoenix, Arizona, I want to say March 30th. Yeah, it's got to be March 30th. And then I did my official swear-in April 5th. Yeah, April 5th. Okay, and that was down at MEPS in Phoenix. It's where you raise your right hand, you do the oath, and then that was the same day that I flew out. I flew out actually the next morning. Alright, but let's backtrack. Between entering that recruiter's office and flying out on April 6th, here's what I did to prepare myself for boot camp. Because I was 198 pounds, okay? I knew I needed to be down to 165, and here's how I did it, okay? I put a weighted vest on. I would have my daughter in her baby carrier on my chest, all right? I would push my son in a stroller, or he would hold my hand depending on his mood that day. But usually he would be in a stroller, and I would push them up this mountain in Phoenix that I would hike. It was a paved road all the way up the mountain, so that's what I did every afternoon. And my wife will tell you it was every afternoon. It got irritating because I was out of the house for almost more than 50% of the day because I was so scared that I wouldn't be allowed to go if I didn't reach my minimum weight, which is 165. And I've never been that little ever in my entire life. I've never gone down to 165 except when I was too young to have that much weight on my body. Okay, that was the last time, like maybe 10, 11 years old. All right. So I started hiking, and then in the mornings I would go for a run, right? I wouldn't even bother eating breakfast. I'd have like a cup of coffee. Hopefully that'd make me take a crap. I'm being real with you guys. Like, this is some real stuff. Okay, I'd have a cup of coffee, maybe use the restroom if I could. If I couldn't, I was like, all right, bet it's time to go for my run. And then to keep myself accountable, I would track my runs on what's called Strava, or even Map My Fitness is another great app series that you can download. Map My Fitness is actually pretty cool because it's not just mapping your runs, it can map your cycling and all this other stuff that you guys are into. For me, I hate running, but that's something that I had to learn to love, because in the Navy, they're not just going to give you a bicycle and be like, okay, lose weight that way. No. Okay, you have to learn to love running. Even if you don't love it, you're going to have to learn to just push through your hate for it and do it. No excuses, just do it. So yeah, in the morning, I was going for a 1.5 mile minimum 1.5 mile run. In the afternoon, that mountain that I was hiking is about 3 miles up, 3 miles down, so about 6 miles total. Way more than 1,200 foot elevation. Thing is a monster. That's why it's called a mountain, not a hill, not a bluff. It is a mountain. Okay, North Mountain in Phoenix, Arizona. The thing's a beast. I lost the most weight there. And then in the evening times, I started going for walks with my wife and kids. Again, about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. That I did not do daily, just because I was already doing so much cardio as is. But that's something I did to prepare myself physically, were those 3 things every single day, from what I can remember. And this transpired in about a month. Okay, you guys remember I said I started around March 30th and I flew out April 6th. Literally, like, less than a month, I think. It was nuts, all right? Spiritually, mentally, the way that I prepared myself was, I'm a Christian, so I have the YouVersion Bible app on my phone. I was doing Bible studies off of that, reading God's Word every single day, praying, meditating on the Word, meditating on just my circumstances and what I was about to step into, and really have to prepare myself mentally to be away from my wife and to be away from my kids. For those of you that have seen my testimony, you know that I've been with my wife and been with my kids from day one. I've never had to be away from them longer than 24 hours for any reason whatsoever. So telling myself that I was going to have to be away for 8 weeks and a 2-week quarantine, so 10 weeks total, and then however long my A school would be. And I didn't even want to think about A school because my goal was graduating. Hell, no. My goal was surviving quarantine, because the second we got to quarantine, all communication rights were stripped away from us. Okay? Completely stripped away. So my first goal was surviving ROM, which is quarantine at Fort McCoy. All right? And then after that, my goal changed to graduating boot camp. My goal after that became graduating A school. And then if I get sent to C school, that goal will shift to graduating C school, so on and so forth. So like I had to prepare myself mentally to take those baby steps. And some of those baby steps, they're not really baby steps. They're huge, because it's not a little thing to say, yeah, the quarantine and the boot camp process is 10 weeks. Okay, that's 4, 8, 2.5 months. My A school is another 8 weeks, so that's 2 months. C school could be 5 weeks. So being in school to learn my job could be well over 3.5 months. So the entire process of being away from my wife and kids is going to be well over 6.5 months total by the time we're reunited. Okay? So I had to go from being with my wife for the last 7.5 years to being away from her for 6 months. And then, of course, my children are included in that. But the hardest thing for me was being away from my best friend. A lot of guys don't really admit to that kind of stuff, but I'm okay with it. She's my best friend, and that was the hardest part for me, was being away from her. Luckily, we will be reunited within the next month. She's moving out here, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, I had to prepare myself mentally and spiritually in those ways that I shared with you. Now, will those ways help you? I don't know. But what do I think that you should do? Try anything. Try those ways. Those are some very healthy ways, okay? Now let's talk about eating, because as a fitness coach and nutritionist, one of the things that I preach all the time is, on top of exercising, you've got to watch what you eat, okay? I'm guilty. I love me a good slice of pizza, a good cheeseburger, whatever. But again, to prepare myself, I had to stop eating crap. I had to stop eating everything in its entirety so that I could rebalance my body. Okay, and the way that I did that is I went to the grocery store, went to the frozen section, and I bought a bunch of steamed vegetables. Okay, and I got creative, man. They had these cauliflower buffalo nuggets, man, made out of cauliflower. I was like, nope, not for me. But you know what, man? After heating them suckers up, it was just like you were eating some freaking boneless buffalo chicken wings, okay? You didn't know the difference until you read the bag, okay? I kid you not. With running in the morning, hiking in the afternoon, walking in the evening, and eating nothing but steamed vegetables, oh my God. I went down from darn near 200 pounds to 182 pounds. Okay? Now here's the trick though. In quarantine, they didn't let us work out. In fact, they even told us, you're not allowed to, you're not cleared, you're not fit for full duty yet, right? So, since we weren't fit for full duty, all we really did was eat, poop, and fart, and sleep while we were in quarantine, okay? So I went from 183 pounds to 225 pounds at Fort McCoy. In those 2 weeks, I gained everything and more from what I had lost during my preparation period, okay? I did not play it smart. I was stressed out. I was missing my wife and kids. So what did I do? I stress ate. I stress ate while I was there. So don't do that. Trust me when I say it will make your first 2 weeks of boot camp experience that much easier. Don't do what I did and stress eat. Okay, if you're looking to do Navy boot camp, don't do it. Just don't stress eat when you get to boot camp, or if they're still doing quarantine at that point, just don't mess up. Okay, stick to the veggies. I know everything else looks tempting. Don't do it. Out of all the branches, the Navy's got the best food. Just don't freaking do it. Okay. Beyond that, honestly, it's just all about being in the right headspace every day, even while you're going through the process. Just all about being in the right headspace, y'all. Like, just get real with yourself, get real with your goals, and stop making excuses. Because at the end of the day, the only person holding you back, the only obstacle holding you back is yourself. Okay, I've got a wife and 2 kids. My wife doesn't drive. because of health reasons and some other stuff, and my kids are very, very little. You know, my daughter just turned 1 while I was in boot camp. That broke my heart that I couldn't be there. You know, there's a possibility I won't be there for my son's 3rd birthday. Like, these are things that you have to prepare yourself for. You're going to miss some big events. You're going to miss family get-togethers. You're going to miss driving. You're going to miss your phone while you're in boot camp. You're going to miss your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your best friend, your friends, your coworkers, whatever. You're going to miss everybody, and they're going to miss you. But at the end of the day, the only person holding you back is you, and you've got to stop making excuses. If you want your life to change, you've got to go out there and make it change. No one's going to do that for you. Not even your spouse can do that for you. You have to make the decision for you. All right? So hopefully that answered some of your guys' questions on how to prepare. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you again. If you like this video, do me a solid and hit the subscribe button and share it with all your friends and family, okay? Thank you again.